Today we will start a new chapter, chapter 2, sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Sexual reproduction in plant was discovered by Rudolf Jacob Camercius in 1694. Sexual reproduction refers to the fusion of male and female gamete forming zygote that develops to form the new organism through embryogenesis. The gamete are formed by the same individual or by different individual of the opposite sex. Zygote is the vital link that ensures the continuity of species between organisms of one generation to the next. Embryogenesis is the process of development of embryo from the zygote. In flowering plant, after fertilization, ovary develops into a fruit and ovule found inside the ovary matures into a seed. The embryo is located inside the mature seed and it is the starting point of next generation. The flowering plant, also called angiosperm, are those plants in which sex organs are carried within the flower and the seed are enclosed in a fruit. They are the highest evolved plant on the earth and dominate all other plants. The reason for their domination is their unique method of reproducing sexually that mainly revolves around the flower, which plays an essential role in the life cycle of angiosperm. Flowers has both male and female gametes. In the life cycle of angiosperm, the two phases are diploid sporophyte phase 2n, developed from the diploid zygote that represent the first cell of the sporophytic phase, and a haploid gametophytic phase n, developed from the haploid spore, which represent the first cell of gametophytic phase. Follows regular alternation of generation between the two phases. तो जो प्लांट की बॉडी होती है वो तो स्पोरोफाइट होती है, यानी रूट स्टेम लीफ, इसमें सभी सेल्स जो हैं वो डिप्लॉयड होती हैं पेयर में 2n, और जबकि जो रिप्रोडक्टिव पार्ट होता है प्लांट के अंदर जैसे पॉलन ग्रेन्स और ओव्यूल वो हैप्लॉयड पार्ट होता है, दैट इज़ नोन एज n. तो हर प्लांट में स्पोरोफिटिक और गैमेटोफिटिक फेज जो है वो चेंज हो के आती हैं. दिस इज़ नोन एज ऑल्टरनेशन ऑफ जनरेशन. जैसे मैंने आपको बताया था 11th में कि जो एल्गी और ब्रायोफाइट्स थे उनमें सबसे पहले जैसे ही वो बनते थे गैमेटोफिटिक स्टेज दिखने लगती थी हैप्लॉइड वाली, और वो पूरी लाइफ टाइम रहती थी. फिर जब उनसे आगे बढ़ते हैं एल्गी ब्रायोफाइट के बाद टेरिडोफाइटा और जिम्नोस्पर्म एंजियोस्पर्म की तरफ, तो मैंने बताया था स्पोरोफिटिक स्टेज जो है उसका आना शुरू हो जाता है, और टेरिडोफाइटा में दोनों दिखती हैं गैमेटोस्पोरोफिटिक लाइफ साइकिल में, और फाइनली फिर जब एंजियोस्पर्म में पहुंचते हैं तो स्पोरोफिटिक स्टेज जो है वो बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम तक दिखाई देती. तो एंजियोस्पर्म में स्पोरोफिटिक स्टेज ज़्यादा टाइम तक इसलिए दिखती है क्योंकि रूट स्टेम लीफ ये सभी स्पोरोफिटिक फेज को शो करते हैं. डिप्लॉयड 2n सेल्स, इनमें क्रोमोसोम नंबर डिप्लॉयड होता है पेयर में, और जबकि जो फ्लावर का रिप्रोडक्टिव पार्ट है एंड्रोशियम गाइनोशियम वो गैमेटोफिटिक स्टेज यानी गैमेटोफाइट को प्रेजेंट करता है. तो दिस इज़ नोन एज ऑल्टरनेशन ऑफ जनरेशन. नाउ आई एम एक्सप्लेनिंग स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ अ फ्लावर. The floral axis bearing the floral organ is called receptacle or thalamus. There is no elongation of internodes on the receptacle and therefore the various floral roles differentiate close to each other. 4 types of organs are born on the receptacle in distinct roles. The outermost roll is calyx consisting of sepal and the inner to this is a roll of corolla made up of petals. Next to corolla towards the inner side is androecium made up of stamens representing male sex organs of a flower. The innermost roll is of gynoecium consisting of carpels representing female sex organ. Calyx and corolla are called accessory roles, whereas androecium and gynoecium are known as essential roles due to their direct involvement in the sexual reproduction. When sepal and petals are not differentiated, the undifferentiated role is called perianth and each member of perianth is called tepal. Flowers are the most beautiful manifestation of biological diversity. They are object of aesthetic, ornamental, social, religious and cultural value. They have always been used as a symbols for conveying important human feelings such as love, affection, happiness, grief, etc. Morphologically, the flower is considered a compressed shoot in which sepal, petal, stamen, and carpel are successive literal organs. It is meant for sexual reproduction. There is a considerable variation in size, shape, color of a flower, and the arrangement and number of floral parts within the flower. But all flowers have the same basic plan. A typical flower has 4 sets of appendages called rolls, which are arranged successively on the swollen end of the stalk pedicel called thalamus or receptacle. These are calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. The outer 2 sets, calyx and corolla, are known as accessory rolls, and the inner 2 sets, androecium and gynoecium, are essential rolls. The accessory organs are sepal, which together form calyx, and petals, which make up the corolla. In many plants, particularly monocotyledons, calyx and corolla are not differentiated, and then the term perianth is used collectively for them, and the individual member are called tepal. Sepal are usually green leaf-like structure which protect the inner floral appendages. Petals are generally large, elaborate, brightly colored structure which helps in attracting insect for the pollination. The essential organs of the flower are stamens, that is microsporophylls, which make up the androecium, and carpel or pistil, that is megasporophyll, which together form the gynoecium. The androecium consists of one or more stamens, the male reproductive structure of the flower. The stamen is typically a cylindrical organ and consists of 2 or more less distinct parts, a proximal sterile part, the filament, and a distal fertile part, the anther. The anther usually consists of 4 microsporangia which contain numerous pollen grains, that is known as microspores. The strip of tissue that lies between a pair of sporangia is known as connective. The gynoecium made up of one monocarpellary or more carpel, that is multicarpellary, in the female reproductive organ of the flower. The carpel is divided into a proximal ovule bearing part, the ovary, a distal pollen receptive part, the stigma, and a median sterile part, the style. The ovary has one or more chambers known as locules. The region where ovules are attached is usually more or less enlarged and said to be placenta. The pattern of ovule arranged in the ovary is called placentation. After fertilization, the ovule develops into seed and the ovary matures into a fruit. So, I am repeating, each stamen has 2 parts, a filament and mostly bilobed anther at the tip of a filament. Such bilobed anther are called dithecous. Each lobe contains 2 microsporangia or pollen sac having a total of 4 microsporangia in anther, means tetrasporangiate. In member of family Malvaceae and in some other plants, monothecous bisporangiate anther are present. Monothecous monosporangiate anthers are present in Archaeothobium. Each carpel consists of 3 parts, namely ovary, style, and stigma. The ovule or megasporangium develops within ovary attached to a central column, the placenta. The ovule is attached to the placenta with the help of funicle. The stigma is an receptive spot of carpel where the pollen grains get locked during pollination. Types. Now I am talking about types of flowers. Complete and incomplete flowers. Complete flower. A flower having all four roles, that is calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium, is called complete flower. While one or more of the roles are missing in a flower, then it is said to be incomplete flower. So when both essential roles are absent, then the flower is known as neuter. Now I am talking about perfect and imperfect flower. Flowers are said to be bisexual or perfect when they have both androecium and gynoecium, and unisexual or imperfect when they have either androecium or gynoecium. Unisexual flower having only stamens are called staminate male flower and only carpels as pistillate female flower.